Hello, this is Gravel. A lot of people have been having some issues with the Covenant night event, especially knights. I've seen clerics having issues. One of the issues is that a lot of our troops on the Haven side are weak to darkness magic, so you really got to be careful about what you're bringing into battle with you, because that can have a significant impact. So I'm just going to do a little video just to show how I do it. Um, I did some trial and error to get to this point. I did one battle, it was quite easy. And I had my kind of regular army with Seraphs, the Glories, Inquisitors, and I believe I had either Griffins or Sun Crusaders, but I found that doesn't work the best. What you really want is the Praetorians, because they have a lot of defense. And really you only need 2 stacks of them, so if you look here, I've got 2 stacks of Praetorians, 2 stacks of healing units, and 2 stacks of Glories. One thing I think I'm going to do here is I'm just going to switch these guys, because I think it'll work out better for me in the battles from what I've seen in the past ones. So as you'll see, if you look up here, I have no bonuses on me. I'm just going to do this like this. So yeah, the key is you got to keep your Glories with their backs to the wall, and then have them surrounded on all sides. And I have 2 of them there because they do quite a bit of damage against these creatures that deal darkness, and it's also nice to have them for the double blind, so I can keep a stack blinded for a long time. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how I do it. I'm a level 30 knight, DK4, but I'm pretty sure you could probably do this fairly easily, at level 24, 26, with the same type of troops. So I'm just going to show some of the abilities I have. So I've got under Righteousness, I've got Secure, which is creature resistance plus 27, so if they get attacked, I get, the one that's damaged the most gets 27 defense, which is very nice, because they usually like to pick on a target. So I have Sanctuary, I have Heal Core. They both, I'm probably not going to use Sanctuary, but Heal I'll definitely use. In Warfare, I've got Warlord's Command, Reinforcements, Rouse, and I've got Defiance. Another one that's fairly good is Taunt. I haven't taken it because I decided to take Heroism, which I didn't really like. And I took a few other things different, so at some point I might reset the abilities, I'm not sure. Under Offense, I've got Rush, which I think's a must-have. I've got Overwhelm, I've got Sundering Strike, which it comes in handy now and then, but I'm not sure if I would take it over. I would take it again. Overwhelm's kind of one of those things that's better early on, but I keep it. And of course, I've got Inspired Assault, and I have Heroism, but it's so expensive and doesn't really do much, and it's only a single target, that I wish I would have either Taunt or something else. Taunt would come in handy in this situation. And under Defense, I've got Vengeance, so 27% increase in damage on retaliations. One thing I wish I did take was Interdiction. I think this would be a good ability for knights, because as you can see, it's got a cooldown of 2 rounds and a duration of 2 rounds. I did take Entrench. I kind of thought this wasn't that great of an ability at first, but it saved me a few times. So, and then I also have Counter-Strike, which is a passive ability which allows my creatures to retaliate twice a round. And I've got Preemptive Strike, which I really like, but the duration of 2 rounds is actually 2 turns, so I don't like it so much now. When it was 2 rounds, complete rounds, it was actually quite a good ability. Now Basically, I got to use it and then use Entrench the next round if I want to keep the benefits of it. And in Prime, I have nothing. Like, I know some people probably take Feeble Mind and they probably take Soul Mark, but with one turn, it's not really worth it for me because I'm losing out on, you know, a shout like Rush or Inspired Assault or any other ability, so I've just stayed away from that tree. So anyway, I'm just going to go and attack this stack. As you can see, I have no shrines that I've visited. It's helpful to visit the Initiative Shrine. That's a good one. You could visit other shrines as well. But now the other thing, but I'm just doing this just to show people. The other thing to watch out for is when you're coming to these stacks, so you can see here that it's the Soul Seekers. That means there's going to be probably 3 or 4 stacks of Soul Seekers mixed with something else. So whatever you see is going to have the majority of the stacks in the battle. So that's a good battle for me because they're melee based. You know, if I see lots of lurkers, probably not a good idea because they can do a lot of damage to me. With the Ghosts of Vengeance, I'm not too bad with them, as long as I can get my glories back in time. And if you see Drifting Faceless, that means you're going to have 2 stacks of them to deal with, so I just stay away from them completely as a knight because it's a nightmare. It's like a 16-round battle because they possess you twice in it. And spend a lot of time healing, so I'm just going to show what I've got here. I've got a bunch of artifacts here. So I got a bunch of mana potions. I've got some regen scrolls. Rousing I don't use too often, but if I need it in a pinch. This I just got in a battle. I've got some life drain scrolls and scroll of dispel magic because I'm going to need that for Mind Pierce if I encounter any Drifting Faceless. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit of candy canes with this character, but some of it was just collected with the boxes. So as for gear, you know, I got some decent stuff. As you can see, this one gives my Radiant or Blazing Glories extra attack power. So does this helmet. This item, I do believe I won in the Forgotten Sites. It's still working for me, so I'll keep it. The Brutes of the Praetorian, haven't found anything better yet, so still using that one. This one was also come out of Forgotten Sites, and it gives me extra spirit, which is why I've been keeping it. And the Lion's Paws. You know, I have 3 pieces of the Lion set. I could use this for extra healing, but I've been finding that I don't really need it. So anyway, let's get into the battle. And one thing to note too is the positions of all the troops here do play an important part in the battle. So the 3 on this side are going to be at the front line, and these 3 are going to be at the back. I believe whatever's at the middle is going to be on the middle edge of the battlefield. So just that's something you want to do, just keep your troops set up. You can kind of watch it and then you can change them around until you find an optimal configuration. This seems to be working for me, so I'm going to just go here. There's lots of Soul Seekers, so this one shouldn't be too bad. I've done this against Lurkers, I've done against the Ghosts of Vengeance, and Minotaurs would probably be fine as well, but this one should have a good mix of everything. And one thing that would help is if you have an enemy details license, you could actually go and look at these and you can find the battles that you're best suited for, but I'm just going to go into it anyway. I'm hoping this video will help some people out during the event because there's still a few days left. So as you can see, there's a pretty good mix here. I guess I was kind of wrong, there's only 2 stacks of the Soul Seekers, but So the first thing I always do when I start a battle is I start looking to see who can hit me. So this guy here, these ghosts can only get at my Praetorians. These lurkers are kind of in dangerous positions. They can do a little bit of damage. I think the one can even get at my glory, so I'd rather kind of keep him away. So I'm just going to look here, and they've got an initiative 9. And the glories have 5, so they're going to go before me anyway, so I'm not sure that I even want to waste inspired assault at this point. But I think what I'm going to do is go with rush, because what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put my 2 glories, leave them here. I'm going to try to move, probably going to put this Inquisitor here, this one here, leave that Praetorian there and put this Praetorian here. You want to try to make sure the Praetorians are, or at least your Inquisitors are near a Praetorian, so they get that plus 25 defensive bonus. So like I said, I'm going to use Rush, because this one can stay in its spot. Well, actually, I'm not going to bother with Rush, so I'm going to reinforce this one, because it can reach this stack. And it's probably going to be the stack that gets hit by them, but we'll see. Well, they used their Mind Probe first, so that's kind of a saving grace. They didn't attack me right off the bat. So I'm going to get set up, because if I don't, they're going to destroy these glories very fast. So I can use this guy. I'm going to look here, see what's better. I think what I'm going to do is just attack. I'm not going to bother blinding at this point. The more damage I can do to them, the better. So, like I said, I'm planning on moving this one here, and then I'll leave these on each side. If at all possible, if you can protect one of these Inquisitors from getting hit at all, that's ideal, but if not, you're kind of set up to do it this way. I've had some battlefields where I was able to have everything protected, and the only thing the enemy could hit was the Praetorian. So if you find those battlefields, they're typically the same all the time, so they're a good spot to go back to. It's just you got to be careful of the creatures, because sometimes they'll change. So I'm just going to put these guys in defense, and I'm going to move these guys here, and I'm going to give everybody shield. Darkness shield. Okay, so it's a good thing to kind of take a look at the battlefield to see who all can get at you, and just to see who I can reach. So both my glories can reach these 2 lurkers, which are going to be my next targets, because they're ranged, and I'd like to get rid of them as soon as possible. Everything else is still fairly far away, so I won't worry about it. And these guys, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage, but they're likely going to go after the Inquisitors. So, okay, so I'll go with Inspired, so I can get more damage. So as you can see, they can do a lot of damage. If you see where there's a lot of stacks of lurkers, you may want to get out of that battle. So I'm not going to go with blind. I just want to get rid of these guys as quick as I can. So I'm going to hit them. So I got a critical. That was a nice hit. Now one of the things I'm going to do here, I'd like to do more damage, so I'm just going to wait. Put the Praetorians in defense mode. So as you can see, they're not attacking. Looks like they are. So I'm going to heal these guys right away. So this way I can actually do more damage, and I'm hoping I can take that lurker stack out. So I'm just going to defend with these Inquisitors. And now I can use my glories to hopefully do some good damage to the lurkers. So next round I should be able to finish them off. So one thing I'm going to do is, you know, I could use Defiance, use a few different tricks, but everything's going to try to attack my Inquisitors. These Soul Seekers are in range. You know, there's a few things in range, so I'm just going to use Preemptive Strike. So that when things hit, they're going to get attacked first, so... Otherwise, these Soul Seekers would get away with attacking me for free. And this round, I'm actually going to blind something. So these guys, these glories can kill this stack, so I'm going to get rid of them right now. And so I'm just going to look here. I think I'm going to blind this Minotaur stack. Although the Soul Seekers here do quite a bit of damage. And they increase every round, so I might just blind them for starters. So again, I'm just going to defend with the Praetorians. So I'm just going to defend with my healing crew. Right now they're not really suffering a lot of damage, so I'm not going to bother healing. So, you know, I've got Preemptive Strike here. One thing I said I like to do is use Entrench with it, because it has a minus initiative, so everything attacks first, so it helps save your troops a little bit too, and it keeps Preemptive Strike active while everything attacks, so... Okay, so it's time for the glories to go. I'm just trying to figure whether I want to take... I think I'm going to take them out. Because they can use that cancellation and they got weakening graphs, so I'll just go after them for now. And, like I said, I'm just going to defend with these. I want to save them as much as possible so I don't have to heal so much at the end. So right now they've kind of blocked everything off, so there's a few troops that can't really get in after me, which is a good sign. So again, just defend with all the front line. They're going to do the work for me. So I'm thinking I'm just going to use Inspired Assault this time, give the glories a bit more damage. Next round I'm probably going to use a regen scroll on that one stack of glory so I can get them back to full strength. So I'm going to blind these Soul Seekers again. It'll probably be the stack I keep blinded until I get everything healed. So, okay, well, let's take out one of these. Ghosts of Vengeance. Defend again, defend again. See, the nice thing about the Praetorians, I should probably just show you. You know, if you look at them, they're in defense mode. They've got preemptive defense, so they have preemptive strike. So if you look at the resistance, like 83 against ranged might, melee might, 75% against pretty much everything else. So that's a very good defense. They don't have that darkness magic weakness that other creatures do. So if we just look here at the Inquisitors, You can see they've got good darkness protection, and you know, right now I don't have their darkness shield on, so they're actually a good unit to keep in these battles as well. But if we look over at the glories, you can see they've got -9, so that's why I'm trying to protect them as much as I can. But against a lot of other things, they're fairly decent. So again, I'm just going to defend because there's lots of creatures around. So you can see why that counter strike comes in handy, because they were able to do double hits. And I've done quite a bit of damage to these creatures now, so I'm gonna start with the healing process. So for the glories, I'm just gonna use regeneration. I could probably use life drain too, but regeneration costs less. It doesn't cost any crystals, so I know that it's gonna last a couple more rounds. So I'm pretty sure they'll heal up with just that one scroll. So now I'm going to go after the next biggest threat with the Blazing Glories, which are these Minotaurs here. And I'm just going to defend with these guys again. And I'm pretty sure that this stack is not going to get attacked anymore, so I'm just going to use them to go on the offense now that I got the numbers thinned down a bit. So again, I'm just going to defend here. So this round, I'm actually going to start doing a little bit of healing. So I'm just going to choose one of my 2 Inquisitor stacks to heal. I'll heal the healthiest stack, that way they got a little bit more healing power. So these Soul Seekers are starting to get a little bit more damage, so I'm going to go after them first. As you can see, the glories are healing, so they're gone. And now this Soul Seeker's come out of it's blind, so I want to blind it again. And I'll just keep that one blinded until I get everything healed. So again, I'm just going to defend here. I'm going to move these guys out and do some attacking, since they're the damage stack. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to start healing now because it's going to take a couple rounds. So I'll heal these guys. Then I'll do a reverse heal here. So I got 1 stack back up. So this round I'm going to use Inspired Assault, because I'm pretty sure it's going to put the initiative of the glories before the Minotaurs. They've got 5, and the glories have 5, so as soon as I do it, they're going to go first. So here goes the Minotaur, and as you can see, the regeneration did heal them right up. That's done. So I'm just going to look at their range here, so I can see, I think I'm going to move this stack here. I'm going to leave that stack where it is. And I can't heal yet, so I'm just going to defend. So I've got healing available again, and both of the priests are going to have heal too, so I'm just going to heal this stack. So I've got it all to full. And I'm going to try to destroy these Furies, so I'll do 1 hit with the... Yeah, I'm going to be careful here, because if I critical, I'm probably going to kill this stack and I won't be able to heal, so I'm just going to wait. I'll wait again. I'll wait. Wait again, and I've got to heal, so then I can heal. As you can see, I got everything all healed up. You know, it was a 9 to 10 round battle. With a Necromancer, I can do it in either 6 to 7, sometimes 5. So that's kind of the difference. It takes us longer, but it is doable. Didn't have a drifting faceless this time, but essentially you would use Dispel to dispel the effects they've put on you. So I'm just going to use the glories here. So I could blind it to be safe, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'll use Inspired Assault again. And that's the end of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps other people with the event. So good luck, and hopefully you can collect some candy canes. So as you can see here, I got some lesser mana potion and well, one, and some candy canes. So thanks for watching, and have fun.